You want to start making change? It has to start here. You guys all know what it's like to fight. Like, the path to creating what you want isn't done through manual fucking fight. It's done by thinking, operating from a place of personal power, and letting everything around you do the work. Life is always that mirror. Whatever you have right now is a lagging indicator of what has been going on inside of here and inside of here for the last 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. You want to start making change? It has to start here. You guys all know what it's like to fight. You guys all know what it's like to work fucking harder, to push more, to grind. Like, guys aren't here in this group because they don't know how to fucking work hard. Guys are here in this group because they don't know how to work hard, be happy, and be efficient. There is a diminishing return to fight. And there is a ceiling that will stop you from actually going to where you want to go. The goals that you guys have, the future that you see for your life, it is above this ceiling. And in order to stop the fight, you must surrender. Yeah. It is absolutely imperative. And dude, these principles that we talk about, this way of life that we preach and that we teach, we fucking live it. Like, I was thinking today, Julian, like Julian and I did have to make a really tough decision today around, you know, one of our favorite things that we do inside of this business. And it was, do we do it now or do we retreat and regroup? And it's like, we knew exactly what we needed to do. But in order to do it, we had to be rock solid here. We had to have mastery of the mind. We had to have mastery of the emotions. The thing about personal power is it never fucking loses. That is what we teach here. We teach the fundamentals of personal power. Most of you, all of you who follow this path rigorously, increase your income significantly, and you maybe talk to me about your business once over the course of 90 days from a tactical standpoint. For everyone who comes into this group, business scale isn't about focusing on business tactics. Now, we have guys inside of this group who are on their way to scaling to 7 figures. When you're scaling to 7 figures and beyond, there's business tactics, there's strategies, there's implementation that needs to happen. But for those of you who are scaling to the multiple 6-figure level, it's all about personal power. And then really the funny thing is scaling to the multiple 7 level is just about implementing personal power inside of your team.
Yeah.
And so it's incredibly important to master this one thing, because everything that is going on in your life is like an auxiliary issue from the core problem of personal power. When you have that, you have the ability to knock down every problem. You guys aren't making progress in your business because you're not smart enough. It's because you let the scenarios, the emotions that come up as a result of those problems, and you let watching everybody else solve their problems from what you can tell, and you let that affect how you operate. True agility as an entrepreneur is in your ability to be rock solid all the time and make decisions based on the fact that you are rock solid.
Yeah, and for some of you new guys, like when we're talking about personal power, it's this ability to stand in yourself, know who the fuck you are, know what is true for you, and then look at your circumstances and understand. Like, so many people, you know, we look at life as cause and effect, and so many people actually allow effect to become cause, right? They wake up, and if they have good texts, They're like, oh, I'm going to feel good today, right? Like, or if they have bad text, it's going to be a bad day, right? They look outside themselves and go, this is my indicator of how I should think, act, and feel today or right now, right? And so a lot of guys, they look out at their circumstances and they go, okay, this is the money I'm making. This is the audience I have. This is the connections I have. This is the past I have. I'm going to think, feel, and act like this guy because that's what my circumstances dictate. That's what they say. And what we teach here is a different fucking model, right? Anybody who geeks out on quantum physics, we teach the quantum model of reality, which is the true model of reality, which is you can't allow the outside to hijack the inside because the inside creates the outside. So you can pretend, right? You can create these self-fulfilling prophecies and say, well, because out there is big and bad and scary and I'm weak and defective and unworthy, that it's going to keep winning. And you're so fucking powerful that you'll experience yourself not winning because you've declared it and made it so. But when we say personal power, we mean the end is secure. Who you said you're becoming, the things you said you're going to receive, the things you say you're going to do, and the change you're going to make on the earth. When you've declared those things, everything else that shifts around you is happening on your behalf. Now, your ego wants you to say, well, it should happen this way, dude. You should have more now because that guy had more, right? Like your ego is going to create its own script of should. That's what will fuck you, right? And Jordan asked about Goggins, right? Like, you know, Goggins, seek discomfort, you know, punish the body type thing. Like really at his core message, yeah, do what your ego hates. Do what your ego hates. For some people, it may be running until your feet fucking bleed. For some people, it may be having a conversation with someone, like a true conversation, right? Like I have friends that I've been friends with forever. And like, I can't remember the last real conversation we had because every time they see me, they think they have to be the old dude that I always knew. And like, they won't be real with me. They'll be like, yeah, shit's good. We'll talk about sports. Like when it like, I can just read them. I know they're hurting, but they won't tell me, right? They're fucking afraid. So like that could be what your ego hates. Your ego could hate making that higher because now you're a leader. Now you're a leader, right? Like do more of what your ego hates. That's at the core of what Goggins is talking about. You don't have to take it to the extreme on the physical aspect, but that's really at the core. And that's personal power, right? Because your circumstances is what's your nervous system telling you, right? What's your nervous system telling you? We talk about this all the time. Resistance, whatever it is, it takes many shapes and forms. But resistance is resistance is resistance. It is your personal power and circumstances pushing up against it. That's all it is. Sometimes it's as literal as the weight on the bar, like physical, literal resistance, as literal as it can get, right? Sometimes it's emotional resistance. Sometimes it's mental resistance. Sometimes it's spiritual resistance. But all it is personal power, your ability to choose. We call that volition. Your internal fucking volition. It's like your belly button. It never leaves you. You just forget it's fucking there, right? But it's your power to choose this, not that. That is it. That's what makes you like, no human has like additional technology, right? No human has like a genetic, I don't know, advantage over you. Like all humans are the same. And the most successful ones are the ones that remember their volition most of the time. They act from a place of personal power. That makes your time and energy so much more valuable, right? And so we're talking about external circumstances. And we're talking about internal circumstances, right? And you got to understand, your knee-jerk reactions are not you. Your knee-jerk reactions, you learned them a long, long time ago.